Okay, no. Oh shoot, there's a bug, a big bug. Things that Death says. Hello and welcome to my little corner of the internet. Today I'm here with my husband, Bryce. And it was actually his idea to do a 24-hour readathon. Okay, hi, editing Maddie cutting in here for a second. So like I said, this video was my husband's idea and he wanted to do a 24-hour readathon, but I knew that he was not going to last the whole time and he was so confident, so it was really funny when he didn't. So throughout the video, you'll see him slowly disappear and then it just turns into a readathon with just me. Anyway, so I just wanted to put that out there so y'all aren't confused about where he went. We're going to break this up into 2 or 3 days, I think.
So either 2 12-hour sessions or 3 8-hour sessions.
Yes, we're just going to kind of see how it goes. We're going to do the thing where we only record our active reading time, so we'll pause if we're going to go eat lunch, do whatever. I have a very ambitious book lineup, and he has a not very ambitious book lineup, so...
Well, I'm in the middle of Dracula right now. If I finish that, I'm gonna read Howl's Moving Castle. If I finish that, I will read Frankenstein. Some good fall vibes.
I'm in the middle of The Familiar by Leigh Bardugo. It's not all that exciting right now, I'll be honest, but I do want to get a little bit further in to see if I want to finish it, so I'll probably read that while reading other books. I'm also in the middle of Marked by Destiny by Maggie Lynn. This actually is an indie published book that just came out like literally a couple days ago. And then books I definitely want to get to is Belladonna by Adeline Grace and Kingdom of the Wicked by Carrie Maniscalco. Again, this is really ambitious. I'm definitely not going to read all of these, but if I get bored in between, I have this little YA mystery. This is the 3rd book in the Natural series.
Isn't this the one it's about like savant kids that solve crime?
Yeah,
they're just like genius level IQ and
yeah,
they solve crime. It's
kind of like serial killers mostly that they try to find. It says Criminal Minds for the YA world, so that pretty much sums it up. We're gonna start the timer. Are you ready?
Yeah.
We're starting this, okay? Okay, I'm here to give a little bit of an update. It's literally only been like an hour and a half, but we got hungry, so we went and got lunch. And now we're back and I am going to lock in. I realized I forgot to tell you what this book was about. It's called Marked by Destiny because in this world, people get birthmarks according to like different characteristics that they have. Most people, by the time they're 19, get a birthmark behind their ear. But the main character, Ira, thinks that she doesn't have a destiny because she doesn't have one behind her ear. She has like faded ones all over her body. She lives with her parents on this farm and it's her 19th birthday. All of a sudden this guy shows up and he's like, hey, you need to come with me. We're gonna go train to be a warrior at this place that has been a secret and no one's ever heard of before. And she's like, okay, no. And then a bunch of things happen. We're just like thrown into the action from the jump. And I'm not going to spoil anything. I'm going to let you read it. There's a little bit of a traveling sequence. Now we're finally getting into like the nitty gritty of the world building. The storyline is so unique. Like I haven't really read anything like this and I really appreciate that because I feel like the book market has just been like flooded with the same book over and over and over again. So I can really appreciate an original idea. And like I said, this is a debut novel by a friend of mine on TikTok. Make sure to go check her out and download this. This is on Kindle Unlimited. recommended. So if you have a subscription to that, you can read it for free. I'm gonna read the rest of this book and I'll probably update you once we finish. How's your reading going, Mabel? Or are you having a 24-hour napathon? I'm 92% of the way through right now, and some crazy stuff is happening. We have 18 hours and 25 minutes left on the clock. So we've been reading for 4.5 hours. It's dark right now because it's 8:30. We started pretty late in the afternoon. I think we started around 2. Bryce, he kind of pooped out. I knew he was going to because he really likes to read, but he isn't the type to just like devour a book. I will give a full review of this book later, whether on TikTok or on one of my wrap-ups for YouTube. But let me just say that this book was really, really good. I really, really liked it. I'm so impressed, especially it being a debut, your first time writing something different. Like, I felt like this is a book that I have not read before, and that's like the greatest compliment I can give you, because I've read a lot of books and a lot of them kind of feel the same. This book actually ended on a happy note, which was surprising. I thought there was gonna be like this big cliffhanger, but I'm not mad about it because I still want to read the second book and find out what happens. I think I'm gonna read for like 3.5-4 more hours tonight just to hit that 8-hour mark. So I have to decide what I'm gonna read. I have all of the Heartstopper books downloaded, so I might just take a break and read one of those because they take me like 30 minutes to read and they're really cute and fun. I think I'm just gonna take a little break, maybe eat some dinner, eat some snacks, read this. After that, I'm not even sure. I'm leaning towards starting Belladonna because my friend started this recently and she said that she's like eating it up. I definitely want to see what all the hype is about. This has been on my TBR for literally forever. I'm kind of avoiding the familiar because I'm just not getting into it. I'm 50 pages in and it's very different for Le Bardugo. I don't think this is a great book for a 24-hour readathon. Like, I can't see myself sitting here and binging it. Like, I might pick it up and read a couple chapters here and there if I'm bored with the book that I'm reading, but I really can't see myself finishing this in this video. We're gonna be reading well into the night, but I'm ready for it. I started Belladonna last night and I read until I fell asleep, and I don't think I got very far. I think I got like 20 pages in, and then I read for a couple hours this morning and I fell asleep again. So I think we're in desperate need of some caffeine to go about the rest of our day. We have 15 hours and 50 minutes left on the clock. I'm hoping to get that down to 8 hours today, so then I can just have the 8 hours tomorrow to complete. I also, as you saw, completed Heartstopper number 2. It took me like 30 minutes, 45 minutes maybe. They're just cute and short little graphic novels. The art in it is really cool, and it's just a very good palate cleanser to like kind of rest your brain, especially in these kind of challenges. I'm really glad I picked up Belladonna though, because I'm really enjoying it. It's kind of different than I expected it to be, but I really like it. What I didn't know, and what I would have known if I read the back, this is set in socialite London, and that is like one of my favorite things. Any Bridgerton vibes I'm totally here for, besides the sexism, but you know, the balls and the dressing up, I eat it up every time. I'm not sure if we're gonna get any ballroom type of stuff. I'm only 60 pages in, so we'll see. But this girl, her name is Signa, she is able to see death, and she can see spirits wandering around the earth, and death seems to follow her around wherever she goes. She hops around from family member to family member because she's an orphan, and every time she goes somewhere, someone dies. So death is following her around, and she finally gets to go to one of her relatives that is pretty wealthy. She gets to live in Thorn Manor, I think it's called, Thorn Grove. But there's a mystery going on because her cousin's mom died. Her spirit shows up and tells Signa that she was poisoned. So she sets off to try to figure out this mystery. She works with a stable boy and Death himself to try to figure out this mystery. I think I'm gonna sit here and read for like an hour or two maybe, and then go get some caffeine in some shape or form. We'll see where this readathon takes us. I'm burning this candle until it's like absolutely empty. Oh shoot, there's a bug, a big bug in the window. I just paused for lunch and I had some caffeine, so like I'm ready to go now. Alright, it's been a little bit since I last updated, but I did finish Belladonna last night, and I really liked it. Things that Death says. I thought I had guessed who done it. For like 200 pages, I was like, this is so predictable. I know what's gonna happen. But the ending got me. It got me, and I was pleasantly surprised. But the twist I was not expecting at the end, and I always love it when, like, I think I guess it, but then I'm completely wrong. I love that, because then I'm pleasantly surprised, and it's not, like, disappointing. So I really like this. I'm thinking 4 stars, and I'm definitely going to continue on in the series. I'm actually thinking about getting a hardcover version of this book to like display on my bookshelves. The hardcovers are gorgeous, but it has an even extra surprise in there because the bear covers, or what are these called? The bear covers? This part is absolutely gorgeous. Like, as a quote on the front that said, "It's said that foxglove is the most lethal just before the seeds ripen." And this second one is going to be a continuation of the first book, but I'm not completely sure about the third book because it has a blonde girl on the cover, but I'm pretty sure this is her cousin Blythe. Hey.
Hey.
Hey, girl. But yeah, this hardcover is the same thing, and then Belladonna is like that too, so I think I'm going to get a hardcover version. This one says, "It's said that wisteria vine is a symbol of immortality." Anyway, I'm just rambling on about how pretty those books are. So I have 6.5 hours left. It took me about 10 hours to finish Belladonna. It was around 400 pages, and I read, usually with fantasy books, 40 pages an hour, so that tracks. Gosh, I wish I read faster, but technically we've read 3 books so far. I'm counting Heartstopper because it just makes me feel better about myself. So we picked out our next book. This is kind of out of nowhere, but the mood reader in me just really wanted to read this book. This was not on my book lineup at all, but yeah, I just randomly got the urge to read this, and I really like it so far. So this book has been very popular on the book talk side of TikTok for a long time, but for some reason it has like suddenly re-emerged onto book talk and people are talking about it again, just saying like how much they love this book. I think this is one of the books that's been on my TBR for the longest. So this book follows Addie LaRue, who, after you meet her, you will not remember her. She is cursed by one of these gods. And there are these different gods that you can pray to in this world, and you can ask them for things, but the number one rule is to never pray to the gods after dark. So yeah, that's the basic premise of it. That's what I've picked up so far. There's flashbacks to her in the 1700s in France, and then it flashes back to her in 2014, which I find very interesting. So she's basically immortal from what I've gathered, but I'm not sure how that's happened yet and how she got cursed. It's very interesting so far, and I'm pretty hooked, and I don't know why I've waited so long to read this, but I think it's exactly what I'm in the mood for, so hopefully we can finish this challenge strong. I don't think I'm gonna finish this in 6.5 hours because this is around 400 pages, so I'll probably get halfway through because I'm a slow reader. We're on day 3 of the challenge because I do not know how people read for 12 hours a day. I've averaged around 8 hours a day so far, so I'm probably gonna finish this challenge tonight. I have plans this afternoon to like early evening, so I'm hoping tonight I'll finish this probably in bed. It is 2:30, I have plans at 4, so I'm gonna keep reading until then and see how far we get. I will give you an update tonight, probably before the timer goes off. So yeah, and start. Editing Maddie jumping back in here again because I forgot to film an outro, but here I am. We completed the 24-hour readathon. We read 3.5 books, Marked by Destiny, Heartstopper number 2, Belladonna, and then we made it halfway through The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue. I'm actually curious to calculate how many pages I actually read in 24 hours. I'm gonna do that real quick. Okay, we were able to read 1,236 pages in 24 hours. I call that a success. The last time I did this challenge, it took me 4 days to complete. This time it took me 3 days, so I'm hoping next time I do this challenge, I'll be able to get that down to 2 days. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed hanging out with me, make sure to subscribe so we can be besties. And as always, I will see you guys in my next video. Bye!